Welcome, class. How's everybody doing today?
Really good.
Great.
Awesome.
Awesome. I really appreciate the positive energy. Let's keep that up today. Today our goal is to practice annotating. Has anybody heard of this word annotating before? Yeah, Amanda.
Isn't it like underlining while you read?
Underlining can definitely count as annotating, and I'm really glad that you mentioned that this is something we do while we read, because we're going to be doing quite a bit of reading today. When I ask you all to annotate, I want you to think deeply about what you're reading, and please mark the text in any ways that you think are helpful for you to remember. So Amanda gave the example of underlining. I often underline while I'm annotating as well. I might also circle a word that I think is important, or extra important to me, or cross out something that I don't think is important. I want you to feel free here. We will share and learn how to improve together. Do y'all have any questions so far? No? Okay, I asked that everyone bring in their favorite song lyrics. Would you please pull those out now? And if anyone has forgotten, that's all right for today. I have extra copies of my own favorite song. Here you go, Cross.
Thank you.
We do want to practice being prepared for class though, and I think part of being prepared means bringing in the right materials. All right, everyone looks ready now. Great, for the next 3 minutes, let's all read through our songs and annotate. Remember, we're just looking for anything that could be important right now. We are making observations. Let's start. All right, how are we doing? Would anybody like more time?
No.
Okay, I'm happy to see you all engaged with your texts. Would you please share some of the different ways y'all have started annotating? Did anyone take Amanda's suggestion and underline? Good, nice job, Cross. What else did y'all come up with?
We crossed out some words.
Nice, nice. That can be helpful when we're trying to focus on the most important parts of the reading. Thank you all for sharing. For this next part, I'd like us to practice making connections. I'll give you all a few minutes, and I'd like you to use the time to write down any ideas you might have about your songs. The question we are answering is, what does your text remind you of or make you think about? Are there any questions? Okay, let's start making connections. All right, let's regroup. Would anyone like to share some of the notes you've taken? Amanda?
I made some personal connections between my lyrics and my life.
Nice. Anyone else? That's all right. We'll have more chances to speak with each other during this next part. So we can try to think of annotating as a game with 3 levels. We've already gotten through the first 2 levels. Who wants to remind us what those are? Cross?
Observations and connections.
Exactly. Excellent. This last part is about developing relationships. What I'd like for us to do is make even more connections beyond the text that we're reading. We're going to split into pairs, but what I'd like for y'all to do is first look at your notes and choose one connection that is especially important to you and that you want to talk about. Once you've decided, talk about that connection with your partner, and let's see if we can find anything in common with your ideas. Any questions? Okay. Just to be sure we all know what we're doing, we're focusing on one connection from our own song, and then sharing that connection with our partner. And while we're sharing connections, we're thinking about big ideas and whether our song has any big ideas in common with our partner's song. All right, let's start. This is going great. Let's now work individually for a few minutes to reflect on what we're learning. I want you to think about a big idea you might have noticed in your song, or your partner's, or both. And then in a sentence or two, please answer, what is the author saying about this song? And also ask, why do I think this? We'll take 5 minutes to work on this, and then you'll all have the opportunity to share if you'd like to. All right, let's wrap up that thought. Okay, time to share. Do we have any volunteers?
I think my song is about love because the singer talks about hearts and feeling happy in very descriptive words.
Good job, Miranda. It sounds like you're noticing the writer's use of descriptive language. What else have you noticed? Amanda?
A big idea for my song is that people shouldn't judge a book by its cover.
Ooh, and what helps you think that, Amanda?
Because it talks about a lot of challenges somebody faces that you may not know about.
Excellent work. So some of these big ideas that we're talking about, like love and not judging books by their covers, are what we might call themes. We're going to continue to keep an eye out for themes as we read. I'm impressed with everyone's work so far. All right, we're now going to go through the same 3 levels with another text. As a reminder, our 3 goals are to,
Make observations.
Make connections.
yes, and
Make more connections.
great. And we're working on that last level, making big connections. We're keeping an eye out for themes. All right, please take a few minutes to read through this passage from Mary Shelley's Frankenstein and mark the text for anything that seems important. When y'all are finished, we'll get back to working in groups to discuss our ideas and look for possible themes together.
Observe it.
Connected.
Related.
Annotate.